I'm 54 years old. These same people are still running our peers. And it is why it's easy for them when they see vibrant, astute young people like me. They look at us and say, oh, Sowore is the SUG, Student Union Government. And the people who are saying it are young people too. I have no regrets. My best life, my best entry into this world, my best announcement in life was as the Student Union President of the University of Lagos. The best. And I have said it, and I'll repeat it any day. As Student Union Government, University of Lagos in 1992, I will run this country better than Obasanjo, Buhari, Tinubu, and all of these jokers compared. I mean, all of them combined together, I run this country better than them. As a Student Union President when I was 21 years old. Because why? When I was 21, I had the audacity and the idea that a country of mine first deserved democracy. And I fought for it and became a by 1999. This was a struggle we all fought between 1989 when I arrived in the University of Lagos and by 10 years later we had attained democracy. But the sad thing about the democracy we attained is that the people who were making fun of us that we were delinquent juveniles. That's how you used to call us, juvenile delinquents in our time. They are the ones who are benefiting from the struggle of the juvenile delinquents. Now, all the people who are running for office today, or who have run for office since 1999, never fought for democracy. Just as we are having it now, most of the people who are making fun of you on social media when you are asking for a better country are likely to be the one who will govern this country in the future. While you, who is fighting now, will be called names. And that is why we must hold hands once again. Check ourselves out, check ourselves up, and take on the system of subjugation in this country. I was listening and shaking my head when some of you were talking about student loans. Because I read today that Tinubu is claiming that he has 50 achievements since he came to power, of which one of them is giving students loans. The question I ask myself is, where did Tinubu get loans to go to school during his own time? All of them, without exception, and their children today are going to school for free on you, on your back. There was a day, I get a lot of information from people because I practice journalism, you know that. There was a day something was in circulation, it was a receipt from a bar in Lagos, and it was said to be how much Tinubu spent in night buying drinks. What they call that is it Doremi? Dorime, yes. And it was 80, yes, it was 81 million naira in one night. And the father of such a person is asking you to come and take loan to go to university. When I attended the University of Lagos, the school fee was 90 naira. No, it was actually 45 naira. Our accommodation fee was 90 naira. Because by 1992, I had expelled, they didn't even bother to ask me to pay school fees anymore. Because each time I go to try to pay my fees, they said they are not in our records, you have been expelled. So that was why I graduated without paying school fees for at least 3 years. So if you don't want to pay school fees, get expelled. But I was asking, here I'm telling how much you guys are paying now for school fees. I'm hearing about 200,000 naira. Wow. Is it per year or per semester? And I'm sure they are still planning to increase the school fees anytime from now. Because now they have a perfect excuse. We will increase the school fees, you go and borrow to pay it. And I can tell you, I've seen both sides of the world. I also attended university in the US, and I took student loans. And if you ever know the damage student loan can do to people, you will never ask anybody to run a student loan in your country. It has reached a level that people who took loans in the US, and I'm exaggerating, some of them ran mad because of the pressure you put on their life after the lesson. It's very strict when you are taking the loans. So don't forget that the loans you are taking, you are not repaying them back at the same rate that you took them. When you are repaying back, you are going to be paying compound interest on the loan. And it's going to be at the prevailing rate at the time you are paying back. So you took the loans now, 200,000 naira, 1 million naira, by the time you are paying back, it must have risen to 20 million naira. Because it will be based on prevailing interest rates and the value of the naira at that time. So, ladies and gentlemen, nobody should be talking about student loans. What is being given you is what we are entitled to, student grants on the semester basis. If we are going to go to school in this country and come back and help the country owe you a duty to send you to school and make you go to school at the most possible, at the best possible convenience. Not to make your life miserable while you're in school and make your life miserable after you have left school. Don't apologize or be apologetic when you are asking for your rights. And the reason is simple. These same people who are giving you student loans are not paying anybody to steal the resources of the country. You know how much is the monthly allowance of the senator. 30 billion naira is what is quoted. But I can tell you that it's more than that. Because by the time you combine the extortion they do at the National Assembly, there's no average senator in Nigeria that doesn't take home from 50 to 100 million naira a month. Multiply that by 12. The senator has already taken home over $1.2 billion. That's $1.2 billion in a month, in a year. Multiply or divide that by the number of the amount of money you are getting as student loans, and you see the damage you guys are doing to you. And that is why they must be confronted. It is why I am always very clear that there is nothing in my view, there is nothing in this world that will change my position that Nigeria is in need of a revolution. Because only a revolution can change the decadence in our society. Only a revolution can make these guys come back. Only a revolution will make them look at people and say, these people have said to us, enough is enough. And they are not going to take any more of this shit from the government and those who follow my French. Yeah? Except the stand up is not going to happen. And whose future is at stake? Your future is what is at stake. And please, don't let anybody lie to you that your future depends on the next election. The next election has already been done. They have beaten the results. They are just waiting for the date of the election and to announce the winner. And you know the winner already. If the man is still alive, a Pilomo, he is going to be announced as the winner of the next election. So the only thing that can stop them, and I'm here to say, is a revolt from all of us. A very, very strong seismic revolt. When I mean seismic, we must change the country at the level that never been seen before. That's what's going to make these guys change their position. Don't deceive yourself. I've been saying it, and people used to say, Sowore, you are always talking about revolution. We want to go to election. The last set of people that went to election, including myself, their eyes are cleared up now. They are talking about revolution again.
Revolution now!
And the people who used to say to us that we don't need a revolution in Nigeria, supporting revolution in other countries. If they see a sparkle of revolution or revolutionary action, they will go and support it. We have brothers and sisters who are supporting what they call revolution in Burkina Faso. In fact, some people are supposed to protest again in support of the dictator, Ibrahim Traoré, in Burkina Faso. And you are asking yourself, what is wrong with Nigeria? You have a dictator here. You are not fighting against him. You are fighting to support one in Burkina Faso. Truth is that if Burkina Faso truly is what they claim it is that going to change the condition in Nigeria? Absolutely no. But if Nigeria becomes the Eldorado that we are talking about, can it change the fortune of the entire African continent? The answer is yes. And that is why I've always described, because I studied geography and planning, never practiced before. You know, I practiced at Lucha. That's my course of study in the university. But if you look at the African map, as it is situated on the map of the world, it's like a piston, and Nigeria is a trigger. The moment Nigeria gets it right, Africa will get it right. But before we even start talking about Africa, let's make Nigeria work for all of us. And I must reveal to you that the leaders of Nigeria are doing to Nigerians and Nigeria what they are doing not by accident. They plan it. They plan for Nigeria to be the way it is. They plan for you to be borrowing money to go to school, because that's the easiest way to fund education. And they know that as long as you don't go to school, nobody will be challenging them and their children in the future. And as long as there are no infrastructure in the country, you are likely to leave the country for them. And they will bring in their own people. So they are replacing the population of Nigerians who actively should be living and making progress at home to become slaves in other places. Whereas themselves and their families will be relocated back home to take over every available space at the rate at which they are going. And you can say this to the back. They are going to eliminate physical universities very soon and tell you that you don't need physical universities. They can turn them to estates and even zoos for the entertainment of their family. They will push all of you into online universities. They'll tell you that you can study from home. You don't need to go to the University of Israel, because it won't cost government anything if the university is not here. As long as they are here, you will be asking for water, toilet. You might even be asking for toilet paper. But if the university doesn't exist, you do that at home. I am not opposed to virtual education. In fact, it's been one of my proposals that is the way we can have mass education. But now proposition is different from what their own is. But having said this, let me go back to the reason I'm here. I will use that as a way of segue to exit from my speech here today. The role and duty of student union on our campuses. Because don't let us get it wrong. As I started my speech with here today, the students are supposed to be the central focus of our campuses. Everywhere you get to in the US, there is a center at the middle of the campus. It's called the Student Life Center. That is usually the most beautiful building on campus, because the campus is meant for students. In Nigeria, the most beautiful building on campus is usually the Senate building. The building where the Vice Chancellor is sitting with his friends to determine your fate. That is not the way it should be. And it is the duty of students on campus to regulate student activities. It is the duty of students on campus to organize students. It is the duty of student unions on campus to defend students. It is the duty of students on campus to fight for the future of students and their parents as well. It's the duty of students on our campuses to organize society. That was why in our time we named ourselves Student Union Government. I know you still use the word Student Union Government, but a lot of people have told me that you just use it in jest. You use it just to make fun of the student union. That in real sense, the student union on most campuses have become an appendage of the school authorities. You can imagine during our own time, the school authority coming to summon the student union to come and see him. I will ask the VC for what is the meeting going to be about. Then Mr. Sowore will go and put it in writing. And they will have to put it in writing. Then we will respond to them that at this time we are busy dealing with other issues. We will get to you on a date that we are comfortable with. Because anytime they invite us, we know that it's a trap. So we take our destinies into our hands. And I'm serious. It's just like the way I relate to Nigerian police these days. And I'm sure the police detectives are here, yes. When they invite me in Abuja, Mr. Sowore, we want to see you. I said, put it in writing. And when I want to go, I will go with my people in full force. And most of the time, I'm talking about recently, this is not 1992, I'm talking about 2025. And we discover that the moment they see that you have the power, and you have the courage, you have the audacity, and you have the dignity and the presence to fight for your right, they will never take it for granted. In fact, most of the time that I go to the police never remember. They never remember to interrogate me for the reason they invited me. They always say, Mr. Sowore, what's the problem now? And when they are saying what is the problem, they are looking to see whether I have cameras in my body. You must have read some news today that a judge in Abuja, while I was there, decided that I'm excluded from observing Nnamdi Kanu's trial. I did not even apply to observe. Now, I only go there when I have time. But the lawyers, in an attempt to be scaring the judges, will put my name on the list of people who will be in court. The DSS have never allowed me to the courtroom. But they made a judicial pronouncement that of all the people that are coming to observe this, Sowore is thereby excluded. The reason I'm saying that is that if the student union is strong, the students will be respected. If the student union is strong, the authorities will become subordinate to the student union. If the student union is strong, nobody can ask you to be paid school fees when the school itself doesn't have the capacity to deliver on what we are here for. If the student union is strong, the police or the DSS will not be in charge of your gate. That was what we had at UI last year when we came for a similar symposium. The DSS prevented our people from entering. And they didn't even hide it. Because after the DSS man did it, he went and hit somewhere and were begging him on the phone. Please now, the Sowore people. He said, no, I've never heard it before that the school security system where there are 27,000 to 45,000 or 50,000 students are managed by the DSS. Do you know the number of people who are in the DSS? There are less than 10,000 people. You mean students cannot organize themselves to the point that you choose who secures you, who you approve of, and who you don't approve of? Is that where we are? So, and I must say that being a student union government doesn't mean you should destroy anything on campus. Throughout my stay on the campus of the University of Minnesota, we've never fought a league on campus. Our campus is our shrine, it's the most sacred roof for us. But nobody also has the right to come and cut a leaf on our campus because we were that strong. And the government at that time, I'm not talking about this civilian area government, it was military government, also did not overstep their bounds on our campus. I remember when Abiola died in 1997 or so, we went to his house. The man who is now in charge of the NDLA, Marwa, was the governor of Lagos. He came to Abiola's house in military uniform and wanted to enter. He drove him back. He said, this is civilian territory. And Abiola's burial is not mentioned. Do you know that Marwa, and I'm not, you can Google this, if you don't Google, Marwa went home and changed to civilian dress before he was allowed to go into Abiola's house. We gave him time to the council. We don't want him to be here past a particular time. The next day, we did not even allow the military to enter his compound. You must have seen the video. I was the one who personally conducted Abiola's burial. Making it up. The video is around. It was so hectic because Abiola had 66 kids. The most difficult job I did that day was vetting his children. Inside the compound. But the truth is that you can't use Abiola's child. Yes. Anybody that is too light complexion, say step aside. That's not your part. And if your hair is too straight, step aside. And later that you went and did the DNA. But we did a good job to the point that the ones that got in, they said we did a good job. The ones that didn't get in, they got in later. But that's on the lighter side. I wanted to address this because I actually took time to come here today, to come and visit with you and exchange ideas, express myself, how happy I am to be with you, and how sad I feel that students' union or Nigerian students are falling off the wagon in terms of the kind of activism that we need in this country. And right now, guys, we need you. There's not a time that is as bad as the time that we're in now. It hasn't been this bad in a long time. That people will be this hungry, people will be this debased, people are demoralized. This is one of the times in Nigeria's history that Nigerians are jumping off the bridge to kill themselves. People are making investments where there are no investments. As we heard in Cibex, I hope no one of you invested there. Because I saw some people not really happy in the house. I don't want to name your names. I see some of them in front of me. But on a serious note, the reason why people are making those investments is because they are hopeless. And any answer hope they are giving that they can make it overnight, they will throw all their investments, what they have and what they don't have, into it. Because you know why? Even the Nigerian government today is about our Ponzi scheme. The biggest Ponzi scheme in this country today is the Bola Tinubu's regime. You heard it from me. Cibex is nothing compared to the Tinubu's regime. Anything you invest in them, you are going to cry at the end of the investment. But as Cibex has been behaving, Tinubu came and promised all of you return on investment 6,000%. What was the first lie that if they remove subsidy by next year, all of you will be smiling? How many years was the subsidy removed now? 2 years plus. Is anybody happy? Is anybody happy in the house? They came and said, we're going to go to Naira. Naira was 400 around in. As of today, Naira is about $1,600. Has it dropped? Is it at what are you like this? You know, really check. I'd like to see you later because I have $100. Anyways, that was a lie. All their economic policies and promises has brought untold suffering to to the people of this country. That's why we need you guys in the student union. You know, when I came to Ife this morning, the first place I went to was a radio station, Crown FM. And I was giving my bias as usual. And suddenly, their light went off. As I'm speaking with you, I'm not sure if the light is back. But the moment the light went off, I knew it was a signal that the message is reaching far and wide. Because I was speaking by little Yoruba, and they know that what we are here to do is to bring light to darkness that the government has become. So I want to encourage Nigerians, the greatest Nigerian students. Great. If and when the opportunity arrives, please be great again. We start greatest Nigerian students now, and we reply great. But to be honest, we are not as great as we used to be. And I want us to become to that greatness, so that our oppressors, who are now our former liars, who pretended to know us, the ones who claim that they fought for democracy for us and with us, they know us better. Of all the governments that have come under the civilian regime, the most dangerous is the Tinubu regime. The reason being that he knows all the tricks that the pro-democracy people used to use. He knows all the tricks that the opposition uses. He knows how to lie, he knows how to deceive, he knows he's a dissembler, he's a hypocrite. And it will take a lot more than wishful thinking for you to defeat them. And I know some of you are going to be saying, maybe Sowore is preparing for 2027. I am not preparing for 2027. I don't think that all of us are making it to 2027. I'm serious. Some people will be killed by hunger if we keep going at this rate. Some will die of depression if we keep going at this rate. There's still going to be more CBEX coming your way if you keep going by this rate. So I don't think so many will make it because of kidnappers. I don't think a new terrorist group has got to man. Now they are also claiming that even those of you that are on social media that have become a terrorist group, which means they will start killing you like they kill terrorists. Or it might just be that something bad happens to you on the road because our roads are bad. So I am not waiting for 2027. I'm waiting for now. I am waiting for now. Yeah. I want to be free now. I want to be free now. I don't want to wait for 2027. A friend of mine, you guys must have known him a lot. His name is David Parotini. David Parotini and I argue a lot about revolution. They always say, the rain has too much in the oil. What's this revolution? When the time comes, the people will revolt by themselves. And then of course, you joined our friend in the last election. By the time we got here today, I'm hearing that David is saying that revolution is the only thing that can solve the problem. And when I finish from here, I'm going to call him. When are we starting the revolution? Because this is what I've always told you, that only revolution can solve this problem. So, that's, again, I've broken the rule. I was not supposed to speak for this long. But I just couldn't help myself because I had your attention for some time. I personally don't have much attention span anymore. I have only 5 minutes of attention span. Anytime you talk to me more than 5 minutes, I'm not the one listening to you. Because there's so much going on in Nigeria right now. There's a lot on my mind. And I know that people like us, cannot be free for any much longer. I'm sure the way we have been going around these days, they are planning other things for me. But don't let that bother you. Let it be that when you saw me, I told you to carry on. You know, that you should not look back. And that these are special times. And that we need a revolution. Revolution now! I can't hear you. Revolution now! Revolution now! Revolution now! We have to come to the revolution movement. Yeah. Good.